Hello guys, welcome to Aviation by Ali. In this video we are going to talking about the other part of the Annex to Chapter 1. If you didn't see the previous video, you can watch it from the playlist on the description. Area Control Service. The definition which mentioned in the ICAO, it says that air traffic control service for control flight in control areas. But in simple words, imagine Area Control Service as the air traffic control special guidance system for airplanes flying in the specific areas. It's like having a personal air traffic controller who helps guide planes safely through designated regions of the sky. This service is especially important for the flight traveling through busy or complex airspace, when it ensures that each plane stays on its planned route and maintain a safe distance from other aircraft. Essentially, Area Control Service keep the skies organized and help prevent mid-air collisions by providing clear instructions and guidance for pilots as they navigate through control airspace. What is the clearance limit? The point to which an aircraft is granted an air traffic control clearance. But let's learn more about this title. Think of a clearance limit as the finish line for an airplane permission to fly. It's like when you given a specific destination to reach before you can officially start your journey. In aviation, a clearance limit is the exact point in the sky where air traffic control gives the airplane permission to fly up to. The limit marks the end of the route or segment that the aircraft is clear to travel along. Once the plane reaches this designated point, it has fulfilled the requirements of its clearance and can proceed further only after receiving additional instructions or clearance from air traffic control. In simpler terms, it's like reaching a checkpoint in a game before moving on to the next level. Ensuring that each step of the flight is carefully monitored and controlled for safety. Area navigation or RNAV, a method of navigation which permits aircraft operation on any desired flight path within the coverage of ground or space-based navigation aids or within the limits of the capability of self-contained aids or a combination of these. And also there is a note in the document that it says area navigation includes performance-based navigation as well as other operations that do not meet the definition of performance-based navigation. Let's encapsulate it. RNAV or area navigation is like having a super smart GPS system for aeroplanes. It lets pilots fly wherever they want, even if these aren't any traditional navigation tools like radio beacons around. With RNAV, pilots can choose their own routes, making flying more flexible and efficient. It works by using a mix of ground-based stations, satellites, and onboard computers to figure out the plane's position and guide it along the chosen path. This means pilots can fly more direct routes, avoid busy air traffic areas, and handle changes in weather or airspace restrictions more easily. Overall, RNAV gives pilots more freedom and control in the sky, making their job safer and flights smoother for everyone on board. The next part is ATS route, a specified route designed for challenging the flow of traffic as necessary for the provision of air traffic services. The first note says that the term ATS route is used to mean variously airway, advisory route, controlled or uncontrolled route, arrival or departure route, and etc. Also a noted point that an ATS route is designed by route specifications, which include an ATS route designator to track to or from significant points or waypoints, distance between significant points, reporting requirements, and, as determined by the appropriate ATS authority, the lowest safe altitude. What is the Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast ADS-B? A means by which aircraft, aerodrome, vehicles and other objects can automatically transmit and receive data such as identification, position, and additional data as appropriate in a broadcast mode via data link. Also, we have Automatic Dependent Surveillance Contract ADS-C, a means by which the terms of ADS-C agreement will be exchanged between the ground system and the aircraft via data link, specifying under what conditions ADS-C reports would be initiated and what data would be contained in the reports. And also there is a note. The abbreviated term ADS contract is commonly used to refer to ADS event contract, ADS demand contract, ADS periodic contract, or emergency mode. Well, imagine your airplane has its own way of talking and listening to other airplanes and control towers. Kind of like how your phone sends and receives messages. Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast ADS-C-B is like your plane sending out messages automatically to let others know where it is and who it is. It's like saying, "Hey everyone, I'm here, and this is me." Meanwhile, Automatic Dependent Surveillance Contract is like making a special agreement between your plane and the control tower. It's like saying, "Hey tower, let's chat about when I should send updates and what info I will share." This system helps keep everyone in the sky and on the ground aware of where planes are and what they're up to, keeping flights safe and coordinated. What is the ceiling? The height above the ground or water of the base of the lowest layer of cloud below 6,000 meters or 20,000 feet, covering more than half of the sky. And also we have changeover point. It's a point at which an aircraft navigating on an ATS route segment defined by reference to very high frequency omnidirectional radio ranges is expected to transfer its primary navigational reference from the facility behind the aircraft to the next facility ahead of the aircraft. Changeover points are established to provide optimum balance in respect of signal strength and quality between facility at all levels to be used and to ensure a common source of azimuth guidance for all aircraft operating along the same portion of air route segment. We already talked about control area, a controlled airspace extending upward from a specified limit above the air. Control aerodrome, an aerodrome at which air traffic control service is provided to aerodrome traffic. We should know that the term control aerodrome indicates that air traffic control service is provided to aerodrome traffic, but doesn't necessarily imply that a control zone exists. Controlled airspace, as we talked already, is an airspace of defined dimensions within which air traffic control service is provided in accordance with the airspace classification. Controlled airspace is a generic term which covers ATS airspace classes Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo as described already. Controlled flight, any flight which is subject to an air traffic control clearance. Controlled pilot data link communication, or in short CPDLC. It's a means of communication between controller and pilot using data link for ATC communications. So imagine you're on a flight and instead of talking to the air traffic controller using a radio, you're sending text messages, like how you chat with friends on your phone. Controller-pilot data link communication is like texting between the pilot and air traffic controller, but it's all done through a special system called data link. Instead of speaking over the radio, pilots and controllers can send messages back and forth to communicate important information, like changes in flight plans or instructions for landing. It's like having a silent conversation in the sky, making communication smoother and more efficient for everyone involved. Control zone is the next item. A controlled airspace extending upward from the surface of the Earth to a specified upper limit. Cruise climb, an aeroplane cruising technique resulting in a net increase in altitude as the aeroplane mass decreases. I need to describe it more. Let's see what is a cruise climb in simple words. Just imagine you're on a really long road trip, and as you drive, your car gets lighter because you're using up fuel. Cruise climb is kind of like that, but for aeroplanes. So picture this: as the aeroplane flies along, it's burning up fuel, which makes it lighter. But instead of just staying at the same altitude, the pilot adjusts things so the plane gradually climbs higher as it gets higher. It's like going up a hill while driving, except in the sky. This technique helps the aeroplane save fuel and fly more efficiently, kind of like finding the sweet spot where it uses just the right amount of energy to keep going. What is the cruising level? A level maintained during a significant portion of flight. And also, we should know that current flight plan is a flight plan including changes, if any, brought about by subsequent clearances. Danger area is an airspace of defined dimensions within which activities dangerous to the flight of aircraft may exist at a specified time. Estimated off-block time, the estimated time at which the aircraft will commence movement associated with departure. Estimated time of arrival. For IFR flights, the time at which it is estimated that the aircraft will arrive over a designated point, defined by references to navigation aids, from which it is intended that an instrument approach procedure will be commenced, or if no navigation aid is associated with the aerodrome, the time at which the aircraft will arrive over the aerodrome. For VFR flights, the time at which it is estimated that aircraft will arrive over the aerodrome.